Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Dunlap Institute Astronomy Trivia Night. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, but I'm just opening the stream up so people can join us. Log into Kahoot if you want to play trivia along with all of us. If you're going to do that, just before you jump into it, make sure that if you want to be able to win a prize, you sign up with your real email address, just so that we can notify you of your prize and get some contact information for you. Also, if you're having any problems with my audio, please let me know, and we'll get started in a few minutes. Hello to those of you talking in the chat. Hello from Ottawa, rainy Ottawa. You probably got the rain we had in Toronto a few hours ago. Okay, so welcome everybody who's joining us. We're just letting people sign up for our trivia here on Kahoot. So to do that, you go to kahoot.it. The link is in the chat on YouTube. It's also on the screen. And enter the PIN number 6375526. So again, that's kahoot.it. And then the PIN number is 6375526. When you're prompted, please remember to fill in your real email address. We're not going to use that for absolutely anything. We'll never contact you or distribute your email or whatever. It's only so that we can contact you if you are the lucky winner of one of our prizes tonight. Hello from Colombia. Rained in Colombia too, raining everywhere. So we'll give people a little bit of time to sign in and choose your screen name there, and we'll get started in a few minutes. So welcome everybody. Hello from Detroit. So for those of you just joining us, just remember when you sign up for the sign up on Kahoot, please use the email address you want us to contact you at should you win a prize. We won't use your email for anything else. We're not going to store it or keep it. Hello from Texas, Pasadena, Texas. Pasadena, California is a very popular place for astronomers. I think most astronomers have been to Pasadena, California, but not necessarily Pasadena, Texas. And Toronto. Welcome, people from Toronto. So thanks for joining us tonight. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Michael Reed. I'm a professor of astronomy at the Department of Astronomy and Astrophysics and the Dunlap Institute at the University of Toronto, and I'll be your host tonight. Our topic tonight is going to be aliens and a whole bunch of different takes on the idea of aliens. So asking in the chat if there's another link, you just need to go to Kahoot, Kahoot, .it, and then sign in with the PIN number 6375526. And then remember, use whatever email address you want to be contacted at should you win a prize. We'll give people a couple more minutes just to sign up and make sure that you're all ready to go. Hello from Burlington, Ontario. I'm broadcasting to you from Burlington, Ontario. So hello, fellow Burlingtonian. Okay, so just a few notes. If during the stream you find that your connection is falling behind and it seems like you're a bit out of sync with what's happening on Kahoot, usually if you refresh your browser, your YouTube stream will catch back up to the live stream and things will be a little bit easier. Nova Scotia. Hello, Nova Scotia. Okay, another minute and then we will get started. Bay of Fundy, lots of Nova Scotians. Hello, Nova Scotia. Okay, so people will still be able to sign in, but while you do that, I'm just going to move us on to going through some of the rules and things. So let's get started for today. Okay. So our topic for tonight is aliens, all sorts of different takes on aliens. A couple of quick rules. So first of all, anyone can play, but we can only send prizes to Canadian addresses outside Quebec. There are, of course, all these restrictions on participating in contests in Quebec. So I apologize, but Quebec residents are not eligible for prizes, but still very welcome to play. If you have an advanced degree in astronomy, you're also not eligible to win a prize, but still welcome to play. If you're under 18, please make sure that you have your parents' permission to play. This is a very family-friendly environment, so all the questions are kid appropriate, so that should be okay, but just make sure you have your parents' permission to play. For that reason, also please keep the chat respectful and family-friendly. Remember, there may be children watching and playing. If you want a prize, when you sign up on Kahoot, you just need to use the email address you'd like to be contacted at should you win a prize. We won't use that email for anything else. We won't retain it or send you any other messages. Okay, so the prizes for tonight, speaking of, we have some summer-themed prizes for you. So first of all, if you're the sort of person who likes to spend your summer evenings stargazing, prize number 1 is our Celestron Travel Scope telescope with a smartphone adapter. So that's a really great kind of beginner telescope that you can kind of sling in a backpack and take with you wherever you may be going this summer or winter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. And it's got a lovely little adapter that you can attach your smartphone to and take great photos that way. Really great telescope for things like looking at the moon or the planets of our solar system. If you're headed to the beach, of course, we've got a lovely alien beach blanket for you. And if you're more of an indoorsy person, a really nice alien wall hanging for you with lovely LED lights. So those are our prizes today. The way it will work is whoever gets the top score chooses the prize that they want, and then we go down the list. Okay, so good luck, everybody. Again, the theme is aliens, and here we go. So our first question, the acronym SETI. What does it stand for? Is it searching everywhere for terrifying invaders, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, super extraterrestrial transdimensional intellect, or space espionage technology infrastructure? So remember with Kahoot, if you've never played it before, you do get extra points the quicker you answer. So it's important to be right, and it's also important to try to be fast. You have to choose between those two. Do you want to be fast or do you want to be right? Okay, so the time is up for that one. It goes quickly. So 55 of you chose the correct answer, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Okay, so let's see what our standings are. Currently, Funny Seal in the lead with 963 points. Congratulations, Funny Seal. All right, in the classic alien movie, ET the Extra-Terrestrial, what does ET need to do? So reach the moon, phone home, save the whales, or become human? "15 more seconds. Remember, try and get the right answer and also answer quickly. If you're just joining us, you still have a chance to win. Just go to kahoot.it and enter that PIN code that's at the bottom of the screen there. All right, so 40 of you got the correct answer there, which was phone home. You may remember that famous kind of phrase, ET phone home. Okay. So next, or actually, we'll see how people are doing. So let's see. Power Zebra now in the lead. Wonderful. But still lots of opportunity to catch up. The questions are going to get harder as they go on. According to a 2021 poll, what percentage of Americans think some UFOs are genuine alien spacecraft? Is it 14%, 73%, 41%, or 91%? What percentage of Americans think some unidentified flying objects are actual aliens? few more seconds. Okay, and lots of you got the correct answer, which was 41%. So just under half of Americans believe that those unidentified lights people sometimes see in the sky are genuinely, truly extraterrestrial beings. And I think that's probably representative of Canada as well, I would guess. It'd be broadly the same. So I think that's very interesting. A lot of people think that aliens are whizzing around near Earth. All right, let's see who's in the lead now. So now we have Adorable Elk, 2,890 points. But still, you can see it's a close race. And if you're quick on your answers, you can easily catch up. So the next question, how many planets have astronomers discovered in other solar systems, other than our own solar system? So these are places we may someday find aliens. So that would be around 500, around 5,000, around 50,000, or around 5 million. A few more seconds. Okay, and the correct answer, most of you got it, it was around 5,000. So there are currently just over 5,000 confirmed planets known orbiting stars other than the Sun. Now, the vast majority of those are nothing like the Earth and are probably not the kinds of places where you're likely to find life, but some of them are. Some of them are at least Earth-sized, and we think maybe might actually be Earth-like in their environments. That's something that people are working really hard on, and one of the ways that that's being explored is using the James Webb Space Telescope that recently launched. So we hope within a few years to start to really pin down which of these 5,000 planets might actually be able to support life. Okay, so let's see who's in the lead. Still Adorable Elk, 3,860 points. Congratulations. All right, next question. There are 20 questions in total. What's the name of the secret American military base where conspiracy theorists believe captured aliens are kept? Is it Cape Canaveral, Skylab, Swan Lake, or Area 51? Secret American military base where supposedly there are captured aliens. If you watch a lot of TV shows about aliens, you will almost certainly have run into this name before. Okay, almost everyone got this. Area 51, right? This is this famous place where supposedly, lots of people believe that aliens are kept there. All right, so who's in the lead now? Now it's still Adorable Elk with 4,839 points. Okay, next question. Harvard astronomer, the chair of the astronomy department at Harvard, Avi Loeb, claims that this object was likely built by extraterrestrial intelligence. Is it the moon, the asteroid Oumuamua, Mars's moon Deimos, or the face on Mars? Which of those does the chair of the astronomy department at Harvard believe was likely built by aliens? A few more seconds. Okay, so, most of you again got this one. So this is the asteroid Oumuamua. If you haven't encountered this object before, it's probably the first asteroid or first object ever known to have visited our solar system from outside. We think there are thousands, millions of those kinds of objects, but we haven't actually found them before because they're kind of small and hard to find. And for a variety of reasons associated with mainly the trajectory and the shape of Oumuamua, Avi Loeb believes that it's entirely possible, maybe even likely, that this is an object of intelligent origin, that it's some kind of spacecraft or a piece of a spacecraft floating through our solar system. So can't confirm that because unfortunately it's too far away by the time we knew about it, but it's the sort of thing people are watching for now, trying to be aware. If we see more of these things, as we have started to do, just try and check, are they alien spacecraft? Okay, so who's in the lead now? Oh, a new leader. So this proves to you that you can in fact take the lead. Golden Wildcat has leapt way up into the lead there, and Adorable Elk has fallen down a few ranks. Okay, so remember, as you answer each question, you get points if your answer is correct, but you get more points if your answer is quick. So try and be quick. Okay. So next question. Astronomer Carl Sagan challenged people to find life on this world using only photos taken from orbit. Was it Earth, Mercury, Mars, or Jupiter's moon Europa? Which one of those did he think people might have trouble finding life on if all they had was photos taken from orbit? Okay, so the answers show that, oh, very few of you got this one. All right, so this is a little bit of a tricky one. The answer is actually Earth. So Carl Sagan had this idea that as we go out to explore eventually other solar systems or even planets in our own solar system or moons, that if we rely on orbital photos, it could actually be unexpectedly difficult to decide whether we were seeing life on those planets. So it's really interesting if you were to Google the paper. This is, I believe, in the 1960s. He's got these lovely aerial shots of Earth, and he challenges the reader to say, is this showing life or not? And there are a lot of cases where you look at a feature and you think, yeah, that's definitely life. But no, it turns out it's some completely non-living geological formation. Or you look at something and you say, no, that's not life at all. That's a geological formation. And it turns out, no, it's actually a coral reef or something like that. So a very interesting point that even if we got high resolution orbital photos from some other planet, it may still be really hard or impossible to decide whether there's life on that planet. Very tricky. Okay, so let's see who's in the lead now. Golden Wildcat still in the lead. Excellent. Congratulations. All right, next question. How many planets do astronomers know of that actually have life? Is it 1, 2, 5, or 11? A little bit more time for this one. Remember, if you feel like your stream on YouTube is lagging behind Kahoot, just refresh your page on YouTube and things should catch up again. Okay, and so the majority of you got the answer this time. It is 1. There's still one and only one planet we know of that has life, and that's Earth. We sort of hope that there might be life, or I think a lot of astronomers hope there might be life elsewhere in the universe, but so far, no definitive evidence. Okay, so now in the lead we have, a new leader, Mighty Newt. Congratulations, Mighty Newt. You can still take the lead. All right, so the Arecibo message was sent to possible aliens in the star cluster M13 in 1974. How was it sent? The picture will give you a clue. Was it using a laser beam, on a space probe, using radio waves, or using sound waves? A few more seconds. Okay, let's see what you said. And the majority of you got this one. So the Arecibo telescope it's unfortunately defunct now. It collapsed a few years ago, but it was a humongous radio antenna, right? It was able to both receive and broadcast radio signals from and to the universe. And so in the 70s, a bunch of astronomers got together and constructed this very brief message that is called the Arecibo message that was transmitted using this powerful transmitter to the star cluster M13. But this was in some ways kind of more of a stunt than a genuine attempt to communicate, because that star cluster is about 20,000 light years away. So a light year is how far light travels in 1 year. So for a star cluster 20,000 light years away, it'll take those radio waves, which are a form of light, 20,000 years to get to that cluster. And then if anyone answered with radio waves, it would take 20,000 years for their answer to get back. So it'll be, 40,000 years before we could ever get a reply. So it's an interesting experiment, but don't wait for the answer anytime soon. Okay, so the new leader is, do we have a new leader? Yes, we do. The new leader is Smart Ant. Congratulations, Smart Ant. Okay, next question. We're about halfway through. NASA's Dr. Linnea Quick is an ocean world's planetary scientist. Which of these worlds might she study? Mars, Venus, Io, or Europa? Mars and Venus are planets. Io and Europa are moons of the planet Jupiter. So which of those might she study if she was an ocean world's planetary scientist? Okay, a few more seconds. Let's see what you said. And okay, great. Most of you got this one. So I'm being careful to use the word world here to include both planets and moons, because in this case, the world that she would be interested in is a moon. It's Jupiter's moon Europa, which is well established to have oceans of liquid water beneath its surface. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I encourage you to go look up Dr. Quick on YouTube. She's got lots of really wonderful talks there. One of the neat things she's working on is taking what we learn from the ocean or the watery moons in our own solar system and trying to extrapolate that to planets orbiting stars other than the sun, because we think some of those planets might be potentially like those watery moons in our solar system. So whatever we learn from these watery moons may help us identify places in other solar systems that host life. And she recently won the American Astronomical Society's Harold Urey Prize for her work in this area. A really great speaker. Okay, let's see who our new leader is. Smart Ant still in the lead. Okay, somebody's got to topple Smart Ant from the top there if you can. Next question. What do we call the region around a star where we expect to find planets that could support life? Do we call it the happy medium, the habitable zone, the life ring, or the terrestrial region? Which of those is the name for the region around a star where you could find planets that support life? A few more seconds. And let's see what you said. So almost everyone got this one. It's the habitable zone, right? We refer to this ring around a star where it's neither too warm nor too hot to put a planet like Earth such that it could sustain liquid water on its surface for a long period of time. You put it too close to the star, the water would boil away. You put it too far from the star, the water would freeze. Neither of which is great for life. So habitable zone it is. Okay, so our new leader, do we have a new leader? Nope, still Smart Ant in the lead. Okay, next question. The soil on this planet was tested by the Viking spacecraft for the presence of life. Was it Mars, Venus, Jupiter, or Neptune? Which one had its soil tested by the Viking spacecraft for the presence of life? A few more seconds. Okay, so it looks like, oh, you guys are really smart. You know your astronomy trivia. So you got this one easily. Mars is the correct answer, right? Mars is the planet that is arguably the planet in our solar system that is the most like Earth. And it's also the only one that's had a spacecraft really, try and actually test its soil in situ on that planet for life. And the results were largely interpreted to be negative, meaning there was no life. But there is a tiny little ambiguity left in those results that still leaves some room for hope. Okay, so leading now. Oh, we still have Smart Ant in the lead, but there's still plenty of time to catch up. Only takes one or two wrong questions for someone to lose their position, or wrong answers. Okay, so this question, Professor Sarah Seeger searches planetary atmospheres for signs of life. Which of these gases would interest her most? So argon, nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, or oxygen. few more seconds. Okay, so a little trickier this one. 46% of you got it. Oxygen, right? So Sarah Seeger is famous for her work on. She's a Canadian astronomer working in the U.S. She's a professor at MIT, but originally from Canada, and she's famous for her work on what we call biosignatures. These are observations we could make of other planets that would reveal the presence of life on those planets. So we know that in Earth's atmosphere, oxygen is a pretty good indicator of life, right? A lot of life, not all, but a lot of life on Earth depends on oxygen. And the oxygen that's in our atmosphere is only there in the quantities that it is because of life. If you didn't have life on Earth, there wouldn't be so much oxygen in the atmosphere, at least not for very long. It would react away with things on the surface and whatnot, and it would leave the atmosphere. So oxygen is one of the many biosignatures that people like Dr. Seeger have come up with to try and help us identify planets that host life, even if we can't go visit them. Okay, so do we have a new leader? Nope, Smart Ant still in the lead. Congratulations, Smart Ant. You are indeed a smart ant. Okay, how about this one? In the 2015 animated movie Home, who voiced the main alien character whose name is O? Is it Jim Parsons, Rihanna, Jennifer Lopez, or Steve Martin? And that is O on the screen in case you needed the illustration to jog your memory. A few more seconds. Let's see. Okay, so not everyone has seen this movie, but the answer is Jim Parsons. This is a fun little movie about aliens invading Earth in a what I think is a pretty hysterical way. All of these people were voicing characters in the movie, but Jim Parsons voiced O. Okay, let's see. Smart Ant still in the lead, so I think maybe Smart Ant has seen that movie. That's great. Okay, so next question. In May of this year, the US Congress held an open hearing about unidentified aerial phenomena. What did they reveal? Was it that they have recovered crashed alien spacecraft, that Air Force pilots have disappeared under mysterious circumstances, that pilots regularly encounter unidentified aerial phenomena that are believed to be human-built drones, or that there's a new satellite monitoring system to photograph UAPs? So you get a little bit of extra time for this one because it's a bit wordier. So 20 more seconds. So we're getting close to the end here. Just a few more questions. Then we'll find out who our top 3 winners are. Okay, so let's see what you said. And 40 of you got this one right. So what they revealed was that, yeah, military pilots do regularly encounter, or somewhat regularly, encounter unidentified aerial phenomena, right? I guess they're trying not to call them unidentified flying objects because maybe they're not objects at all, right? Maybe they're, light discharges, lightning or something like that. But yep, they encounter these things. But as far as they can tell, the things they're encountering are in fact human-made. They could be, for example, drone spacecraft or drone aircraft built by other countries that choose not to disclose that they have built such things for all the normal reasons people would do that. So no definitive acknowledgement of knowledge of alien spaceships or anything like that just yet. Okay, so our leader, still Smart Ant, but it looks like Magic Hair is on a tear there with 12 correct answers in a row, so maybe a chance to catch up there. Okay, next question. In what decade do NASA and the European Space Agency expect to return samples of Mars rocks to Earth? Will they do that in the 2020s, the 2030s, the 2040s, or the 2050s? So of course we want to do this because, as I mentioned, the only tests done so far for life on Mars were done on Mars by not particularly clever machines in the 70s. So what we'd really like to do is bring some rocks back to Earth and test them on Earth to see if they have Martian life. Okay, so 40 of you again got this one correct. It's the 2030s. So within, something like 10 to 15 years, we expect to have real genuine Martian rocks return to Earth. As you may know, if you've been following the news from Mars, the Perseverance rover has been collecting those samples already. And then they just have to worry about getting them back to Earth, which is a different challenge. Okay, our new leader, still Smart Ant, but some motion in the upper tiers there, so Smart Ant has to stay on the defensive. Next question, getting close to the end. According to this, advanced aliens should have easily filled the whole galaxy, so it's a mystery that we don't see them. Is that called the Sagan conundrum, the Fermi paradox, the Seeger problem, or the Hawking conjecture? So which of those is the correct name for that idea? Okay, so 48 of you said the Fermi paradox, which is correct, right? So this is the idea that any, moderately advanced alien species should be able to essentially traverse the entire Milky Way galaxy, our home galaxy, and if they wanted to, they could be everywhere within a few million years, even if they didn't have, warp drives or any of that kind of physics-breaking technology. If they just had all the kinds of technologies that we already know are possible, and they were, moderately motivated, they could have filled the galaxy by now. So why haven't they? Or if they have, why don't we see them? That's what's known as the Fermi paradox. All right, and Smart Ant's still in the lead, but it's getting close to the end. Let's see if anyone can catch up. A lot of shuffling. In 1996, scientists announced possible evidence of alien fossils in meteorite ALH 84001. Where did that rock come from? So this was big news in the 90s. Then President Clinton went on the news talking about how we may have found evidence for life on Mars. So ALH 84001, where did it come from? Originally found, I believe, in Antarctica, which is where astronomers often go when they look for space rocks. They look for rocks that are easily seen on the ice sheet in Antarctica. And indeed, it came from Mars, right? So the idea is that this rock would have been blasted off Mars when some big impactor, some asteroid or comet hit Mars and, blast the rock into space. And then over millions of years, potentially, it makes its way to Earth and lands here. And nowadays, people look at the evidence from this meteorite and they say, it's not actually very good evidence for life on Mars. But there was this suggestion that it might be. Okay, so we're down to the wire here. Funny Ant, or Smart Ant rather, still in the lead. A couple others competing for second and third spots. Which hypothetical alien megastructure shares part of its name with a vacuum cleaner company? Is it A, a Hoover habitat, B, a Bissell ball, C, a Dyson sphere, or D, a Roomba ring? So which one of those is a giant thing aliens might build? Some people in the chat noticing I tipped you off to the answer on the last one. Okay, so, wonderful. So almost all of you got this one. It is indeed a Dyson sphere, right? A Dyson sphere is a hypothetical object that some species might choose to build, which would encompass their star and allow them to trap all of the energy from the star and make use of it for whatever purposes their civilization has. This is something that, we've never found one of, but astronomers are aware that such things could exist. And, when we look at other observations, people are always aware, you never know, you might catch a Dyson sphere in your data somewhere. Okay. So let's see, the scoreboard shows Smart Ant at 1,101, but we have one last question. This atom is similar enough to carbon that some scientists think it could be an alternative basis for life. Is it sulfur, titanium, hydrogen, or silicon? Last question. Okay, and 51 of you said silicon, which is the correct answer. So silicon and carbon have a lot of chemical properties in common. In particular, each one of them has the ability to bond chemically to 4 other atoms, which allows them to form complicated structures, ultimately including, carbohydrates and proteins and fats and things like that. So that makes them suitable, or at least carbon rather, suitable as a basis for life. But it seems that silicon, because it shares some of those properties with carbon, might also be a suitable basis for life. Again, something we've never directly observed, but it's the kind of thing we're aware of. Okay, so let's see who our grand prize winners are. So here's the podium, and coming in at number 1, or rather number 3, is Magic Hair. Number 2, Funny Seal. And number 1, unexpectedly, Smart Ant. Congratulations, Smart Ant, Funny Seal, and Magic Hair. So we will be, and we have our runners up there. The names went away too quickly. But congratulations to the 3 of you. So if you supply the email addresses that we can actually contact you at, we will be in touch with you so that you can claim your prizes. If any of those folks, choose not to take their prize, or they give us a different email address, we'll work our way down the list, which we sometimes do, to, people 4 and 5 and 6, whoever is on the list. But there you go, we're finished. So thanks very much, everybody, for coming for our trivia night. I hope you had fun and maybe learned something. If you're interested in more trivia like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can follow the Dunlap Institute on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever your favorite social media platform is. We host these events about once a month, usually on the first Tuesday of the month, and you're more than welcome to come back and join us again in July. So thanks very much, everybody. I hope you had a great time. We'll see you again next time.